Pick six players, any players, all players will need to get their bets on for the third race, which will be at 20 to 2, 13:40. Kicks off the big one, as Dees calls it. It's a maiden plate, this event over 1,200 metres. Let's go straight to the package. There were interviews done with Tabiso Gumede, Tony Riverland, Nathan Kotz and Yogus Govender. And we'll also get Sheldon's contribution as well.
Captain Zoxer, last time he needed further. I wanted to show him the course. I think he's much fitter than the last time. I should run well, also in the place.
Trade well, a little powerful colt. He's not gelded now, sorry, I gelded him. It's quite naughty. Also, work hasn't been too bad. I think he got more of a place, John Sheldon. You know, he could be a bit green and need the experience.
Yeah, now Sheldon, he shows us good work, and his debut run was really good. You know, over 1,000. He's gonna enjoy the 1,200, and I think he'll be very competitive.
Race number 3, my selections will be 7, 14, 1 and 2 at this early stage, as this is pre-recorded. So take note if there are any scratchings closer to race time. But out and about early at Summerveld, we're going to go with number 7, Fiery Duke. And this is a horse I think there's a lot of improvement to come. If you watch the replay of that last effort, moved up quite dangerously on the outside of the track and then just faded out late on. Did cast a shoe on that occasion, and I think there could be some value about Fiery Duke. So a horse worth penciling in, throwing into your trifectas and quartets. 14, 1 and 2. Keep an eye on the unraised horse number 1. If there is support, could be better than this field. That's a look from my point of view. Let's go down to the studio and hopefully they can put in some words and point you in the right direction.
Yeah, thanks to Sheldon as well. And Sheldon's numbers, 7, 14, 1 and 2. I'm in the camp of number 14 all the time. From the Yogus Govender stable, Ashton Aries is going to ride. Attractive debut, and we heard from Yogus Dees that he feels this colt will be competitive. My numbers 14, 2, 4 and 7. Do we have to go light or do we have to load up in the first leg of the pick six?
Well, it's a stance that you're going to have to take now, because when they priced up, that's a fixed odds betting market, number 1, Venerable, is the top choice, the top one on the fixed odds betting market. And you'd think that if this horse, on his pedigree, etc., you know, the dam winning 4 times over the sprint trip from 1,000 to 1,200, if this horse is anything good and shows them back home, bookmakers taking no chances here and pricing that horse as the top one. Now, in the pick six, you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to make a decision. Do you include the first timer? And if that wins and a race runner finishes second, you will double up. I think that's the way to play. You cannot exclude the first timer, because how confident can you be with the horses that have some form to recommend?
Sure.
You know, if you ask anybody that, Warren, nobody's going to be, you know, seriously thinking about putting in a bank here in the first leg of the pick six.
No, definitely not.
You know, that's the way I see it. So I'm in agreement. I haven't compared notes with Sheldon as well. I like the look of 7, Fiery Duke, of the race runners, to beat horse number 14 all the time. I'm not going to leave out Geronimo, although I'm a strong believer of this horse's form going to be much better over 1,000 meters. But Wendy continues, you know, to race the horse over 1,200 and 1,100 meters. But I think once we see this horse over 1,000 meters, he wins. But you never know. You know, 1,200 meters, he could be competitive because, you know, of the balance, as I mentioned, there's really not much that we can go confidently with. So my suggestion with the guys here for the first leg of the pick six is to include the first timer, include number 2. So I'll go 1, 2, 7 and 14. I think that will be the safe play for pick six plays. 1, 2, 7 and 14. And then, you know, if you're looking for the upset, then my rule is more than half the field, then include the field.
Yeah,
you could get a bomb result here in leg number 1. But I think everything lies with horse number 1. And again, we'll do our best on Sunday to try and get a word for the guys about the first timer if it's fancied by the yard.
Okay, so there's Dees and Sheldon are in the camp of 7, Fiery Duke. We had Sheldon on our podcast and he was quite upbeat about Fiery Duke's chances, and I'm sure there'll be a bit of value as well. And I like a bit of number 14 all the time, so maybe some boxed exactas if you're supporters of ours. And horse number 4, Captain's Walk, I liked Tabisa Gumede's comment, place chance. I would include Captain's Walk for the quartets. I think there's going to be any amount of improvement from him. So that's the first leg of the pick six. We're moving on now to the first leg of the jackpot.